Right then. All right, let's move straight to our next conversation. A new frontier of development in the southern axis of Kwara State is being championed by Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazaq. The governor has inaugurated the OC campus of Kwara State University. He described the event as more than just a project inauguration. According to Governor Abdulrazaq, the completion of the OC and Ilesha Baruba campuses of the university bears testament to his pledge that Kwara will not be a mortuary of abandoned projects. Now let's share the story by TVC News' Ibrahim Alege with you.
Kwara State University, located in Malete, was established as a university for entrepreneurship and community development. It is in fulfillment of this objective that the OC and Ilesha Baruba campuses were established to develop these rustic communities. While the Ilesha Baruba campus hosts the Faculty of Agricultural Sciences, the OC campus plays host to the Faculty of Environmental Sciences.
The OC campus of the Kwara State University.
The OC campus is here being inaugurated by Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazaq. The governor says this will stimulate rapid development in the community.
OC campus will not just be a physical structure, but a beacon of hope and testament to our hard work. This project started under the previous administration. It was later abandoned due to financial, logistic, and administrative hurdles under the same administration. We promised never to abandon it, and what you see here bears testimony to the power of strategic planning, prudent resources management, determination, and good conscience.
The Vice Chancellor of the Kwara State University, Professor Sheikh Lukman Jima, is optimistic that the presence of the university campus will stimulate local businesses and community development.
We are set to approach NUC coming next session with another 3 programs, namely architecture, survey and geoinformatics, and also quantity survey. All these, by God's grace, will come to fruition come next session.
OC and indeed our brothers in Okpin communities remain committed to supporting your administration every way possible.
Fine and applied arts, geography, urban and regional planning, as well as estate management are the courses being offered at the OC campus. Beyond serving as the seat of the campus of the Kwara State University, OC community is expected to experience economic development and infrastructural growth with the influx of students into this rural community. Ibrahim Alige, TVC News, OC, Kwara State.
All right, beautiful news coming from Kwara State. But BKO, I'll start with you here. The policy of Governor Abdulrazaq to make sure that no project is abandoned is worthy of commendation. Don't you agree?
Yes, I agree. And the PDP officials who sarcastically asked the governor to complete other projects initiated by the PDP administration in the state, since he doesn't have his own projects, should really be ashamed of themselves. Because if you completed the projects in the first place, there will have been no need for a new administration to then focus attention on those projects. Government is a continuum. We cannot have a situation in which projects are abandoned simply because the person in the seat of power or at the helm of affairs did not initiate such projects. So I think the governor has done the right thing by completing such projects that the previous administration initiated. And some of those projects are the Kwara State University campus in OC, Kwara South, Ilesha Baruba, Kwara North, the State Secretariat, and conversion of the sugar company to a film factory, conversion of abandoned cargo terminal to a garment company, as well as other projects that we cannot list here. I do not agree that because you didn't initiate a project, then it makes sense to admit it. And it's one of the things for which I even give credit to Governor Sanwo-Olu. Many of the projects that Governor Sanwo-Olu has inaugurated, he did not initiate them. Look at the energy with which he had pursued the rail projects in Lagos. He was not the one who initiated the project. Look at even the road leading to Mile 2, for example, that had been a big problem to our people. And even the Lagos Homes project. Those projects, and I also remember the Pesnima Bridge, for example. He took his time to complete those projects. Politicizing projects and saying because my predecessor, whose face I do not like, initiated the project, therefore I should not complete it. I don't think sensible people should be thinking like this. And what do you gain trying to mock a man who saw a project that you abandoned and decided to complete it? You are now mocking him that, oh, since he does not have projects of his own that he initiated, that he should just go ahead and be completing projects that the previous administration actually started. That is actually the right thing. Government is a continuum. I would rather, if I were a governor, complete projects that were abandoned than start new ones. Because the longer it takes to complete a project, the more expensive it is to complete that project. And if that project is meant for our people, what do we gain by abandoning them? Because you abandon them, it will now cost 3 times or 4 times more. Given the devaluation of our currency, for example, a project that was supposed to cost 100 million, it will now cost more than 3 times that amount. So Governor Abdulrazaq has done the right thing, going after those projects that were abandoned and completing them. It wasn't IBB that started the Third Mainland Bridge project, but he completed it, and people are praising him today. They are praising him. When they talk about that bridge, they call it IBB Bridge. But he didn't start it. That was a project that took many years. So politicization of everything, including projects that are beneficial to our people, is really something that is very bad. And I think politicians need to behave themselves. You can't be ridiculing someone who did the right thing by completing a project that you didn't complete in your time. And it's not every project that a governor can even complete in his time. Like the Ring Road project that the governor of Oyo State has initiated. There is no way he can complete it during his own tenure. It's just not possible. There is no way that the Governor Sanwo-Olu can complete the Fourth Mainland project if he were to start it today. So I don't see any reason for this kind of needless argument.
Okay. Most governors are guilty of this. They first look at the political history of projects, determines if they will complete it or not. But really, what is responsible for things like this?
I think it's just sheer wickedness and pride.
Wickedness?
Yes, and pride. Because I don't, for a governor to come and say, okay, I want to start a project, he knows that that project is going to benefit everybody, including even his opposition, the opposition. Okay, because I'm just looking at it, and this thing about abandoned projects cuts across. It's not just one particular place. And when we have new governors, new government in place, instead of them to continue with they want to start another one. You know, and at the end of the day, they'll be the ones to start complaining that there's no money to do X, Y, Z. And it's very easy. I'm just looking at some states, like, for instance, I remember going to Cross River. There was a time we had Tinapa. There was a time we had Obudu Cattle Ranch. The last time I went to those two places, it was an eyesore. And I was just wondering, what is happening? Perhaps maybe this new government will look into those projects, because they were laudable projects.
Yeah, when Donald Duke, exactly.
During Donald Duke's time. But after Donald Duke, it was completely abandoned. You know, the cable car that everybody we are priding back then.
Yes.
When I got there, the only thing you do with that cable car is just for you to stand beside it and then you snap picture, and that is it. You can't even take a ride anymore. And it had presidential, there's a particular one that they said this is for the president anytime he's coming. You know, and so these projects are just there, abandoned. When once you have a new government, that is it. They want to start another one. There are so many projects like that. And now that this governor is now saying, okay, fine, this particular school, and where the school is a community. So just imagine that community
the economic
now.
benefits,
the economic
in
benefits
that area.
in that area. You know, even real estates will go up there.
Exactly.
Because once you have a campus,
development will definitely
move there immediately. When once you have a campus in your community,
True.
be assured that people will start coming back home to come and build one small quarters for students.
For students, yes.
And then everybody will start making money. That is how money is being made, for crying out loud. And so governors have to start thinking that way. When once you build something and a new government is coming, just continue with it. And then if you have another plan, you go on with you initiate your own. Another person will come and continue with your own. Rather than having abandoned projects everywhere.
Mayor, government is a continuum. BK has
Absolutely.
emphasized on it. The PDP coming up to say that, oh, initiate new instead of... But this also shows the governor's commitment to education.
Yeah, that's why I'm happy, because I believe that our governors, even in the presidency, they've not spent enough money in education. We need to spend more money in education. Any country that wants to be great needs to invest a lot of money in education, which we don't do. So when you see a governor who believes in education, it's something that gladdens my heart. And for what PDP said, it's just politics. You know, sometimes the public secretary, the publicity secretary of a party has a job to do. And sometimes part of the job is just to make some noise, to be able to say we are here. It goes without saying that if you complete a project that your predecessor initiated, you deserve commendation for it, not criticism. Because if you abandon a project that you spend taxpayers' money to do, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't bring development. And because of the kind of politics that we play here, some people do that. They come in, they don't like what they don't, because they have issues with the previous government, and they decide that, no, I'm not going to touch this project. It's not my project. I don't know anything about that. It shouldn't be like that. Because government is not really considered. It is important that when you do something, you look at the general good, which is to provide dividends of democracy for your people, for those who voted you in, for whose money you spend to do all this project. So it's not a personal project. But so you have to complete it.
Let's twist it a bit. Who will hold the governors to account for all of these abandoned projects?
The people.
The people.
Yes.
How will they do that?
By voting them out.
Vote them out.
If you, the only way in a democracy, apart from the House initiating impeachment proceedings against the governor, the only way you can hold a governor accountable to the people is when that circle. That's why it's created like that. That they must come back to the people to
account for their stewardship.
So if any governor not doing the right thing, naturally the people will not vote him, or they will vote him out. That is the only way you can punish a governor that is not doing what is right.
Do you have something to say?
No,
on
that
this?
is definitely the people that the buck stops on. You know, when once a governor who has promised that is going to do X, Y, Z comes and he doesn't do it, and he doesn't even initiate it as part of what he wants to do. When it comes to beg for votes, you deal with the person.
Absolutely.
It's as simple as that.
Absolutely. All right, let's move straight to